Here I have a Sony SRS-X33 Bluetooth speaker, and it's not turning on. You're holding the power button, and it also does not charge. So when I plug it in the charge cable, you should see the charge light show up where it says charge, but it's not showing that. So there is some issue with this device. You can open this by taking off the little pads on the bottom, and underneath each of the pads you'll find a screw, and just using a star screwdriver you can remove those 6 screws. With those 6 screws removed, we can now take off the bottom cover. Inside you'll see 2 screws that are connected to a circuit board, so removing those 2 screws, and there's another screw on the other side where the battery is attached as well, so remove that. And then you're going to pull the battery pack out gently, and when you have the battery pack out, you can disconnect the power cable as well. With the power cable removed, we can remove the circuit board, just pulling out gently. And also there's a ribbon cable at the bottom, so be careful. There's a little black lever that you lift up, and then this slides right out. I'm testing the power just to make sure that the USB port is okay, and I'm getting 5 volts, so I know that the USB port's okay. And then also testing at the there's 2 legs you can test the battery, and I'm getting 7 volts, so that looks okay as well. So we have to take this apart more, taking off the little mesh and then removing the screws that hold the speakers in. And with those screws out, you can pry it up gently in the middle, and the whole casing will come out when we have that loosened up a little bit. Just using your hands, you can pull up gently. Also note that there's a little microphone that we need to disconnect before taking out the whole thing there, and there we have that casing off. With that out, we can remove the bottom circuitry. There's a couple speakers that you can disconnect, and then the bottom circuitry can come right out. So when I had it out, I had a look at the circuit board, and when I had a look at it, it looked like everything was okay. There was nothing burnt. But on the left hand side, there's this little ribbon cable that goes into the little white slot. And so when I examined the ribbon cable, I found that there was actually some wires that were damaged. You can see the 3 damaged wires. It could have been that there was a short, or it was this, for some reason, it got really hot and melted, and so this stopped the connection. So we will have to be repairing this ribbon cable. The wires are still they're still okay that we can use them, so we can do a repair. So I'm just putting some super glue, and then I'm going to put those wires back into place by pushing them down. I had a little bit of trouble pushing them down because they were kind of springy. They would just spring back up, and so I just used some see-through tape and taped them on the top, and then pushing down so that it could glue into place. And there was still an issue that when I pushed them down, they kind of pop back up still with that a little bit of glue. And so what you can do is use some Scotch tape and just tape the very bottom there, because when it goes into the slot, you want to make sure that there's a contact there. So when I had them all aligned, just making sure that there was no short on those wires. And these are the power wires for the device, and that's why it wasn't turning on. And so I put some tape, you can see just at the very bottom row there, puts a little bit of see-through tape, and then just realign those wires again to make sure that everything's aligned up. With that, I can put everything back together, and you can see that it does turn on now. And so that was the issue, was that ribbon cable. So we just have to reassemble everything, putting in the logic board at the bottom, and there's a little cable to the right that you need to connect. When it's fully inserted, you can put in the left and right speakers, and don't forget to also include the little mic wire, and then putting in the case back and reassembling with all those screws that we have and putting them all in. And then with everything back together, you just put it on the little red case, the mesh. And you can sync this by holding the pair button. It'll blink fast and then you can pair your phone. And there you can hear the sound. I hope this video was helpful. Please like the video and subscribe.